Yeah, the cat's moved the tripod again. He's been rambunctious this morning, and he's been eating paper. He got into some of my baseball notes through my leagues. I caught him chewing on one of those pages. Fortunately, there was only like 2 lines written on that one, so I just wrote a new one and tore that one out of the book. Now he's laying down peacefully at the top of the tower. His work here is done. His run of havoc has been completed. And we've got a rare Sunday Strat-O-Matic game. It's also the last game on the schedule for June the 24th, 1966. For the newbies, this is a Strat-O-Matic Baseball 1966 full season replay card and dice advanced version with a couple of tweaks. I'm brewing up a fresh pot of full strength Coastal Peaks. Which one did I get? Cosmo blend. It's a dark roast. I know Ben is inundated with snow. Welcoming in Colin and hello to Mike. Who else is snowed in? I tell you, I was colded in, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I actually thought about going to the store. I got dressed, I got my jacket on, went outside. It was about 25, which I thought, well, if I could get the car warmed up pretty quick, that's okay. I see this big sheet of ice on my windshield, and I'm thinking, fuck this, it's already too cold. I'm sorry, did I say that? I try not to do that on the YouTube. Yeah, so anyway, I still have food. I've got a basket of blackberries. I got about a quarter of a basket of blueberries for my oatmeal tomorrow morning. Tomorrow I will have to go to the store. But we're supposed to be much warmer tomorrow, at least 10 degrees warmer. Still in the 30s here, but I don't know, I bet a lot of you would take that weather. Ben had feet of snow, a blizzard. And he sent me a couple of emails, and there he is. Ben, however, thinking ahead, well supplied, and battened down, as the old Christmas thing goes, for a long winter's night. There's Unmitigated back. Well, so you didn't quite hit a foot. Good for you. That's still 11.5 inches. That's a lot more than I want. All right, let me get my my high concentrated coffee here. Smile away horribly now. Who did I meet? Yeah, I don't know why that song's been in my head ever since the snowbird trip. Oh yeah, that's good. It's full strength. I'm even using the Coastal Peaks mug. That's right, man. In other words, the properly measured. And this is full strength, a scoop per cup. What I've been doing in the morning is I've been watering it down slightly. I've been doing 6 scoops for 8 cups. Well, this morning I did 6 for 7. Right now it's 5 for 5, which is kind of what I would expect Roberto Clemente to go in this ball game, for instance. How about that? Unmitigated had his first ever Strat no-hitter today. Well, let's take a moment and celebrate that. No-hitters are rare enough as it is, but there's nothing like your first one. Sonny Siebert no-hit the Tigers in his 68 replay. No hits, 3 walks, 7 Ks. Yeah, could have been against the team. Hey, I'll tell you what. I don't mind when the Dodgers get no hit. I still celebrate it. I don't care if it's against my team or not. Hell, I'd be rooting for the guy if I was there at the stadium, that is. We got a treat with these pitchers today. They're obviously both big-name pitchers, but here's something else of interest. Right now, this is the 4th and 6th pitchers in the National League in ERA. That's right. Veal is 4th with a 2.33. Bunning is 6th with a 2.51. And the records are there. Veal 8 and 6, Bunning 9 and 5. So 2 of the best pitchers having 2 of the best seasons. Let's see where they might rank in some other categories since we're on it. How about innings pitched? Bunning's 4th in innings pitched. Veal is 8th. Complete games. Bunning has 7. That's 4th in the league. Veal has 5. That's tied for 6th. They each have 2 shutouts, which is tied with many for 2nd. Marichal with 4 leads the majors. In strikeouts, Bunning is 5th with 106. Veal is 7th with 93. So there you have it. These guys are lighting up the leaderboards in the pitcher category. And yeah, like I say, a rare Sunday game. Who else is weathered in? Ben can't be the only one. Most of you guys are back east, if I'm not mistaken. Unmitigated. How about a beer batter, unmitigated? Here's the Pirates lineup. Matty Alou in center. Gene Alley back in the lineup at short. I believe Alley still leads the league in hitting. I was going to look that up. And I just had the league leaders open, too. Oh, well, we'll just take it slow today. I woke up too early this morning, but I did take a nap. Yeah, no, he doesn't. I'm sorry. Gene Alley is 2nd in the league in hitting. Felipe Alou now leads the league in batting. So Alley, batting .360 though. Nothing to be ashamed of. He bats 2nd. Roberto Clemente in right field. Willie Stargell to clean up man in left. Manny Mota gets his first start at 3rd base this season. That's interesting. A 5.29. Don Clendenin at first. Jesse Gonder gets a rare start behind the dish. Mazeroski at 2nd, and Veal the pitcher, a switch hitter, by the way, in the 9 spot. Okay. Umpires for today's contest. It's the all-star crew. Ed Vargo behind the plate, Doug Harvey at first, Harry Wendelstead down at 2nd, and Shag Crawford at 3rd. All names that I remember very well from my youth. Unmitigated has selected Don't Call Me Richie for the beer batter. Some of the best beer in the game was, wait a minute. I was going to say some of the best batters in the game drank beer. Anyway. Still getting my sea legs, okay? So I don't feel quite as chipper as yesterday, but still better than any other day in about the last 2.5 weeks or so. And hopefully that trend will continue. I think today it's mostly just from waking up early and then taking the nap. That's one reason I made the extra strong coffee. This is also the battle for second place. And both of these teams very much in the race. Looking at the standings, Pirates at 37 and 28 are in second place, 4 games behind the Dodgers. The Phillies at 37 and 31 in third place, 5.5 behind the Dodgers, or 1.5 behind the Pirates. And you know, I was writing in the lineups today, it seems like it's been forever since we've seen the Phillies. So I looked it up, and it has. They didn't play on the 23rd, and on the 22nd, they were the first game on the date. So we haven't seen the Phillies in weeks. And how do I know that? Well, when I'm writing in the defensive ratings. Because if it's at all recently, they generally pop into my head, even though I double check them. And the Phillies, I found myself going, what is his rating again? Wow, it's been a long time since I've written this. A new tan and black from Yingling. I'll leave that up to you, Mr. Schaefer. All right, let's play ball. Let's play ball. Matty Alou will start it off. He's hitting .327. One of 6 Pirates over 300, and Clemente's at .299. Bunting into the windup. That's a 4-6 left-handed. High fly ball to center. Backing up is Cookie Rojas. Triple to 2, and Rojas is there to flag it down. Wow, I should have cleaned that off. I didn't realize that seems to be getting... Hang on. I'm sorry. I don't know if the little beast hit me again in the same spot or what, but I'm going to put some antibiotic disinfectant on that. And now I'm lagging, so let me reset my monitor. Wow. Now it's only showing me the top chat. Okay. Here's Gene Alley. Alley hitting .360. As mentioned, second in the league now. 3 home runs, 26 RBIs. Bunting gets the sign. It's a 6-6 righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. That'll bring up Roberto Clemente, .299, 9 home runs, 42 RBIs. Here comes the pitch from Bunting. It's a 6-8 righty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Bunting comes out and announces his presence with authority. Back-to-back punch-outs of Alley and Clemente. After half an inning, it's Pittsburgh nothing. Philadelphia coming to bat against Bob Veal Scalapini. That full-strength coffee really is tasty, isn't it? Damn, that's good. Especially with the, oh my God, especially with the coastal peaks. It really brings all those subtle flavors right into the picture. Kind of reminds me when I first discovered wine tasting in the late 90s. Originally on doctor's orders, believe it or not. Lineup for the Phillies today will be as follows. Tony Taylor is at second base, Johnny Callison in right field, Dick Groat at third base, the beer batter Dick Allen in left field hits cleanup. Cookie, maybe instead of how many strikeouts, since we're facing a left-handed pitcher, the drinking should be how many home runs will Allen hit. Cookie Rojas is in center hitting fifth, Bill White at first base. Bob Uecker will do the catching. That always puts a smile on my face. Bobby Wine at short, and Bunning, the pitcher, of course, hits ninth. And once again, I've lost the live chat for the top chat. What is going on with this monitor today? The Buzz Blend Bi-Level Roast. You have to let me know about that one. It sounds like the City Blend might have been a little light for you. Would that be a correct assumption? Yeah, I got a Cosmo and a Black Rabbit. And yeah, the shipping, even though the price went up $2 a bag, the shipping went down $3 from the last time I ordered. So it's almost a wash. Tony Taylor will start things off. He's hitting just .207. 3 home runs, 15 RBIs. The left-hander gets the sign from Gondry. Fastball, 212. Liner right at Manny Mota. And Mota gets involved in the defense right off the bat here, as Taylor scorches one right at him. Mota, not used to playing third base, put up his glove and said, "Hey, there's the ball." Johnny Callison steps into the plate at .276, 7 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Left-on-left matchup for Veal. As he comes in with a 1-7, he pops him up right side. Mazeroski will take it. And 2 quick outs for Veal. The third baseman, Dick Groat, will be the hitter. Groat hitting .211, just 1 homer, but 24 RBIs. Now I've managed to spread that. I touched it. Yeah. Smooth move, Steve. Veal comes in there with a 5-5 ready. It's a high fly ball. It's a single 1-5. Groat a week. Double anything over that, and it will be a double for Dick Groat. There's the first hit of the game off of the 5-5 on Veal's card. And it's a 2-out double for Dick Groat. And here comes Dick Allen. Oh my God, just look at that card against lefties. Allen on the year, .359, 16 home runs and 42 RBIs. With .359, he's just shy of enough at-bats to qualify for the batting title. The 16 home runs, of course, in just 184 bats, yet still ranks among the major league leaders. Veal set. Comes in with a 4-7, and pitching carefully to Allen, he walks him. Can't blame him. First and second, 2 down for Cookie Rojas. Rojas playing center field today. Hitting .253, 3 home runs, 20 RBIs. Veal gets the sign. The full windup on the pitch is a 1-6 lefty. That's hit pretty deep to left field. Stargell backing up at the track. He makes the catch. Homer 1-3, he rolled to 15. So for the Phillies, no runs a hit, 2 left. And we're scoreless after an inning. Vealed, not quite as impressive as Bunning in the first inning, but they both got the job done. No, Walmart doesn't have shit. Winco has their own roast, which I used to buy. Before I started getting it at Costco. I mean, Costco is your best value if you're looking for price. I can get a 3-pound San Francisco Bay whole bean for about $25. Which for good coffee, that's pretty good price these days. Oh, it's not Coastal Peaks, but it's solid. Definitely better than solid. Better than Starbucks. That's for damn sure. Oh, me too, man. That's one of the first stop when I go down there. One of the first places I stop at. Unless I get there in the evening and they're already closed, and then it's my first stop the next morning. Second inning, Bunning ready to go to work. Willie Stargell will start things off. He's hitting .284. Team leading 15 home runs, 49 RBIs, windmilling the bat around as Bunning stares in to get the sign from Euchre. Here it is on a 110. That ball is crushed to deep right field. Callison back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Home run Stargell. And it's the Pirates who draw first blood. Willie Stargell, 110-17, rolled to 13. And for Mr. Wilbur Stargell, that is home run number 16 on the season. And it gives his team a 1-0 lead. Here's Praise. Good to see you again, Praise. It's been a while. Praise is for the Phillies. Manny Mota playing third base. How about that? Mota hitting .327, 6 homers, 22 RBIs. Bunning gets the sign. Here's the pitch. It's a 4-11 righty. Grounds it down to third. Grote comes in on it, gloves it, throws across to White, 1 down. That'll bring up Don Clendenon. Clendenon among the league leaders in slugging, batting .311, 13 home runs, 45 RBIs, 27 extra base hits in total. Bunning's pitch is a fastball, .211 righty. Base hit the other way into right field. Clendenon just goes with it. Nice piece of hitting there by Don Clendenon. Clendenon also, which continues to surprise me, the fastest runner on the team. It's funny some of the things you learn from this game. Well, this was one of them, because I never pictured Clendenon as having speed. Bunning with a poor hold, +2. Euchre a +1, so we've got an 18 held at 16. 1 out, and Gonder at the plate. Gonder hasn't played much. Let's take a look at his numbers. He is 8 for 31, a .258 average. Held at 16, Clendenon's rolling for the lead. Of course, he's out on a 10. He needs 2 through 6 for 12. 11, right in between everything, he gets nothing. The pitch to Gonder. 3-5 right-handed, high fly ball to deep right. Callison backs up, still going back on the track, makes the catch. Clendenon moved up halfway, he jogs back to first. So Gonder gave it a ride, the park held it. And with 2 down, here's Bill Mazeroski. Maz hitting .312, 3 homers, 33 RBIs. Bunning out of the stretch. .311 righty. That ball's drilled to deep left field. Allen back, going back at the wall, and he makes the catch at the wall. Oh, wow. 3 hard hit balls in that inning. One of them got out. That was a no-doubter from the fearsome Wilver Stargell. So the Pirates with a run on 2 hits leave a man. Mazeroski almost got that one out of there. So Bunning will take a seat and think about that as Veal takes the mound. Jesse Gonder. You know, I remember the name, interestingly, unmitigated, and I don't know why. Let me look him up. Have I used him in the ATG game or something? Or did he play into the 70s, where I would have remembered him more? No, his last year was 67. Why do I know Jesse Gonder? Well, it's an interesting question. I don't know much about him, but the name is very familiar to me. All right, I got to look up something now. Let me check the player set browser for the ATG game on Strat-O-Matic's online website. No, he doesn't have a card. Why do I know Gonder? That's weird. Bottom of the second. 1-0 Pittsburgh. Bill White to start it off. White's hitting .282, 12 homers, 53 RBIs. Veal into the windup now. 4-10 left-handed. Fly ball to center X. A lose on his horse. 2E11. Back and to the left. On a 12, it's the error range. So a 6 on an 11. This is going to be trouble. And it is. That's going to be a 2-base error on Matty Alou. First error of the game, and that puts Bill White at second with nobody out. And that'll bring up Mr. Bob Uecker. Uecker having a fine season, .276, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs. Veal checks the runner. Now comes in with a 2-2, and Uecker crushes that one to left center. Stargell and Alou converge at the wall. It is gone. Bob Uecker with a 2-run blast has given the Phillies the lead. Would you look at that? 2-2, no doubt about it. Uecker's 6th home run of the season. And the crowd going crazy for Uecker here in Philadelphia. Bobby Wine gives him a big high five as he crosses the plate. And Wine steps into the box. Wine in there for his glove, carries a .226 average into the game, no home runs. Veal comes in with a .211. He rolls it to first. Clendenin will take it to the bag. That's the first out of the inning. And that'll bring up Bunning, a right-handed batter. He pitches a 6-7. Second base X. That's the Gold Glover Mazeroski. 1E8. On a 17, he makes it look easy. That's 2 away for Tony Taylor. Taylor lined to third his first time up. His Veal set now. Fastball, 5-9 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. First strikeout for Veal. 2 runs for the Phillies on 1 hit. It was a big hit, a 2-run shot by fan favorite Bob Uecker. One of those runs against Veal will be unearned. And after 2 innings of play, it's 2-1 Phillies. So the long ball accounting for all of the scoring so far. Which is often the case when you have two excellent pitchers who are consistently right around the plate. Bunning an 8 for endurance. Veal a 7. And Veal will lead it off. He's a switch hitter, batting left-handed. Pitch from Bunning on a 3-2. Pops him up. Shortstop line will take it. Excuse me. 1 down. And the leadoff man, Matty Alou, will come to bat. Man, I'm really lagging on my screen. My monitor screen. I'm lagging way behind. Bunning pitching to Alou. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, 2-9. Grounds it to second. Taylor scoops it up and throws him out. I'm going to bring up Gene Alley, who was a strikeout victim in the first. Bunning set. Comes in with a fastball, 1-3. He taps it the other way to first. White to his right has it. Nice, clean scoop up, and he throws to Bunning to complete a 1-2-3 frame. So Veal and Bunning in a duel here. First of a 3-game set. The Phillies could sweep the series, they'd move into second place. The Pirates, of course, trying to gain ground on the Dodgers. Well, they're both trying to gain ground on the Dodgers. Phillies come to bat with the 2-3-4 hitters. Johnny Callison will start it off. Veal gets the sign. Pitch is a 6-4 left-handed. Grounder into the hole at short. Tough play for Alley on the X chart. 2E17. On a 16. He's there. Nice stop. Plants a long throw just in time to nip the speedy Callison. Nice play by Gene Alley, the Gold Glove winner at short that year. And yet he didn't get a 1. Well, I always found that kind of peculiar. There's Bill with the answer on why I may recognize Gonder. Yeah, I must have read about him in a book. I'm thinking. Or an article online. I just know the name is very familiar. I don't know if he was any good or not. Looks like he was basically a career backup catcher. 1 down for Dick Grote. Veal into the windup here. He comes in with a fastball, 3-7. That is lined to short, single to 16, and that's into left field for a single. So Grote's 2 for 2. And here's Dick Allen, the beer batter. Veal from the stretch. Pitch to Allen on a 3-5. High and deep to left center. That's going to get down for extra bases. Triple to 11. It will be a double for Allen. Grote rounding at third. He's a 10. Alou, however, a +2 arm, 12. Still not good enough with one down. They will hold the slow Grote at third. Now what are we going to do? Rojas and A. Bunner. The Pirates are pulling the infield in the third inning. One away, 2 men in scoring position for Cookie, who flew out to left his first time. And there's Dave Little, also in Wisconsin. I forgot that. Veal, a glance at third. Now comes to the plate, 3-8 lefty. Fly to center. Is that going to be deep enough? 10-12, Alou plus 2, 14, and now there's 2 outs. They're going to send him. Grote tagging. The throw to Alley, the relay to the plate, and he's a dead duck. So Alou to Alley to Gonder, and Grote is cut down. Well, they had to gamble with 2 outs. As it is, Veal gets out of that pretty cheaply. Damn, that's good coffee. We move to the 4th in a 2-1 ball game. Phillies leading. Heart of the order coming up for the Pittsburgh Lumber Company. Clemente, a strikeout victim in the first as Bunning comes set. Lined up the pitch, 3-7 righty. That's ripped hard into right center. Double to 10, and he's going to take second. The Clemente hustling out of the box is in with a leadoff double. And here comes Stargell, who, of course, homered his first time up. Bunning, the glance at Roberto. Now comes to the plate, 5-9 lefty, swung on and missed, strike 3. Big strikeout of Stargell there. 1 down for Manny Mota. Bunning into the windup, pitch to Mota on a 1-9. Liner to third, Grote knocks it down but has no play. That's going to be an infield single. Clemente will hold at third. And the Pirates will have him cornered with 1 out. Mota plus 3, 18. Mota held on at 16. He does have that 10-12 automatic caught, which should dissuade him from trying for it, especially with Clendenon at the plate. Don Clendenon singled his first time up. Checking ground ball A's now, which I always do or try to do in these situations. It's like 5, 7, 8, 9, 11, 14, not a whole lot. Oh, but they have to hold Mota on, don't they? So if they want the infield in, they can't hold Mota. So they'll be at double play depth holding Mota. Bunning trying to coax a ground ball out of Clendenon. Here's the pitch, breaking ball, 1-5. He swings right over it for strike 3. Huge strikeout there for Bunning. And now it'll be up to Jesse Gonder. Not much on base, but you can see he's got some pop against righties. Bunning comes in there with a 6-7 lefty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Bunning. And that extinguishes the rally. The Pirates, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left. So Bunning bearing down, rears back and gets the strikeouts when he needs them. That's 5 in the game now for Bunning. Phillies come to bat in the bottom of the 4th. Bill White will start it off. White reached on an error and scored on Euchre's homer. Veal into the windup. Here it comes. 3-7. Fly to center. Alou backing up, and he's there. And up steps Euchre. All smiles after a second inning home run gave his team the lead. And here comes the fastball, 4-9 righty. He wraps that into left field for a base hit. Double on a 1. He will hold with a single. And Euchre swinging a hot bat today. They'll bring up the shortstop, Bobby Wine. Veal working from the stretch now. 5-7 righty. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. That's strikeout number 2 for Veal. And the batter will be Bunning. The pitch, 2-11, struck him out, not surprisingly. No runs to hit, a man left, and we are through 4. It's Phillies 2, Pirates 1. Yeah, that's how far back I'm lagging. I just now see Ben's comment, Bunning a tremendous job. It really was. Pittsburgh really had to score in that inning. The leadoff double, 1st and 3rd, 1 down. So we go to the 5th. Bill Mazeroski comes to bat for Pittsburgh. Bunning into the windup. Pitch to Maz is a 1-8 righty. He rolls it to short where Wine gobbles it up and throws him out. Veal, a left-handed hitter. 5-3. It's a grounder to the pitcher X. 2E10 for Mr. Bunning. And here's the result of that play. On an 11, it's the E range. A 6 on a 10. This could be trouble. He makes the play. Nice play by Bunning. Two down for Matty Alou. I saw Franklin's comment earlier. I meant to comment on it, but I got distracted. He said he'd have to watch on the replay. Hey, World's Worst. Hello there. Bunning gets the sign. The pitch to Matty Alou is a 2-6 righty. He pops him up right side. That's White's area. And he makes the catch, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Jim Bunning. Let's see. Halfway home, 2-1 Phillies. I think I got enough in my cup for another half inning. Top of the order for the Phillies. Tony Taylor 0 for 2. Playing second base today. Veal getting the sign from Gondor. Comes in with a 2-3 lefty. Foul ball to the left side. Moda over by the railing. He's got it. It's weird seeing Moda at third base, I'll say that. Here's Johnny Callison with 1 down. Veal, fastball, 6-6 lefty. Grounder to first, single to 7. That's going to be fielded by Clendenin. He feeds Veal covering. And there's 2 away. Here's Dick Grote, who's 2 for 2. Veal into the windup with a 1-7 lefty. Rolls it over to shortstop. Alley comes in on it. On the run, throws him out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Veal. All 3 runs on home runs. Only difference is for the Phillies, their home run came after an error. Now I'm going to get some more coffee. And yeah, the final draft of my keepers occurs on Saturday. It's one of the 2 leagues. It's the bookend. The MMDA drafts the first Saturday in February always. And because of certain conflicts with people, the Natural League draft was pushed way back this year. So this is very, very late. It'll be on the 21st, I guess, which is Saturday. Yeah, that's right. Let me get my ointment. I seem to have wiped it all off. Yeah, I don't know, as I've gotten older, I'm really weird about infections. I had an infection from something once. Oh, it was when that speaker fell on my toe and caught part of my shin. And I just thought it was a good bruise or whatever. And it started getting weird looking. Ended up it was infected. And that was quite a few years ago. Captain Carl, listening in, also has Bunning on his tabletop, pitching against the Mets in 1967. So I've got some more coffee. And the Pirates in the 6th inning will have Alley, Clemente, and Stargell. Bunning's held Alley in check so far today, 0 for 2. He goes into the windup on a 1-6 righty. Called strike 3. Alley, a strikeout victim for the 2nd time. He's jawing a little bit there with Ed Vargo, but to no avail. That'll bring up Roberto. Doubled his last time up. Bunning gets the sign. It's a 3-6 righty. That's whistled into left center, triple to 8. Rounding second, digging for third is Clemente, and he's in with a triple. Look at Clemente go. So he's got a double and a triple now. Wow, if only he'd have done something in the 1st inning, we could be on cycle watch. That's a good lesson to everybody. If you haven't been spending all your money on lottery tickets, you could have been eating veal every night. An inside joke, 1 or 2 of you will get it. Infield will be in for Stargell. Boy, I wouldn't want to be Grote right now. Stargell homered in the 2nd, struck out in the 4th. Bunning digging in, checks the runner. The full windup and the pitch on a 1-8. That ball is absolutely crushed to deep right field. Callison takes a couple of steps and just turns around and admires it. And Stargell has just flipped the score with his 2nd home run of the ball game. Holy crap, number 17 for Stargell, and it's 3-2 Pittsburgh. And again, all of the runs coming on home runs. Thank you, Carl, I am. Well, I actually felt a little bit better yesterday, but still trending in the right direction. Moda 1 for 2. Bunting into the windup now. The pitch to Manny Moda is a 6-3. Fly ball left field X. That's a tough chance for Allen. Allen a 5E20. That's going to be a 6, and he's not going to get anywhere near it. That's going to roll to the wall as Moda settles in with a 1-out double. So 3 consecutive extra base hits off of Bunting, and the batter is Clendenin. Out to the mound goes Euchre. Bunting, always a fierce competitor, takes the ball and slams it into his glove. Now staring in, here comes the pitch to Clendenin. That's a 2-4, swung on and missed, strike 3. That is now 7 strikeouts for Bunting. 2 outs for Jesse Gonder. And here comes Bunting's offering, breaking ball, 5-10, swung on and missed, strike 3. Another 3 strikeout inning, but 2 huge runs for the Pirates. On 3 hits, they leave a man. Stargell has gone deep twice in this one, and it's now 3-2 Pittsburgh. Once again, I'm trying to get my chat, my monitor to catch up with life. Quite a lag today. Well, really only I notice it. You guys don't see it, of course. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. Dick Allen will start it off. The beer batter has walked and doubled. Allen, of course, could tie it with 1 swing as Veal breaks off a curve for a 6-11 righty, rolls him over to short where Wine picks it up and throws him out. So a nice job of pitching there by Veal to Dick Allen. Had him leaning, had him reaching for a breaking ball. Here's Cookie Rojas 0 for 2. Veal with a 3-7 lefty. He hammers that one down to third, but Moda will field it and throw him out. And it's Bill White with 2 down. Left-on-left matchup for Veal. Fastball 2-6. That's ripped into right center. Double 2-11, and that is... I'm going to have to re-roll that one. Too close to call. On a 9, it is a double. Tough when they're in the corner like that. Usually you can tell where a 20D is going to go as opposed to a 6. 6-sided. That'll bring up the red-hot Bob Euchre, who's homered and singled. Runner in scoring position, 2 down. Good speed out there in Bill White. Veal a glance at second. Now the pitch to Euchre on a 2-5, and that's going to tie the ball game. Would you believe it? Double to 5. It's a 2-star single for Euchre, and he's tied the game with his 3rd RBI of the day. His 3rd hit of the day. Man, this is a fun game. A little more offense than I expected, but it's a good game. Here's Wine now 0 for 2. Veal working from the stretch. 5-10 right-handed, high pop fly, shallow left. Stargell jogs in, waiting on it. and puts it away. Phillies, however, tie it with a run on 2 hits and leave 1. We played 6 innings and we're all knotted up at 3. Wow. Did I lose the chat? Somebody type something, please. I think YouTube's having problems today. I'm definitely lagging. I'm going to put my hand on the score sheet. Okay, we'll see how long it takes before we see it on the screen. There. That's the lag. No, it seems to be working. Ben, yep. Thank you guys for confirming. Okay, tie game. Mazeroski, who led off the 5th, will lead off the 7th. Bunning gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Maz. It's a 6-8 right-handed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. A lot of Ks for Bunning today. 7th inning in a tie game. This is tough, but you know what? I'm not taking Veal out. Batting left-handed. 1-12. It's a Lomax right at Wine. I'm going to let these 2 pitchers battle it out. Same it'll be good for the goose, good for the gander, as Bunning will also bat in the bottom of the inning. Bunning pitching to Alou on a 3-6. Alou, hard ground ball up the middle into center for a 2-out single. So Alou gets on into the hit parade here with a 2-out single. +3, he's 18, held on at 16, and with Alley up, he's going to roll for it. He needs 3 through 8. He's out on an 11. 7, he doesn't get it. Yes, he does. 7, he gets it. 3 through 8. 1-16. There goes Alou. The throw down. Just in under the tag. Stolen base, Matty Alou. Whoa, that was a big play. That's the 11th steal of the season for Alou. Now in scoring position, here comes the next pitch to Gene Allen. 6-10 righty, shortstop X, Wine into the hole. 2-22. Big play for Wine. Error range. It's a 5 on a 22, and his throw pulls White off the bag. That's going to be an error on Bobby Wine. Oh my, crucial error. Alou ends up at 3rd. And that's going to get Clemente to the plate. Clemente doubled in the 4th, tripled and scored in the 6th. You've got a base open, but you've got Stargell on deck. And hello, Barbara, and welcome. Bunning gets the sign now. Oh, we got to hold Alley too, don't we? Hang on. Star 15. 18 held at 16. And with 2 down, they're just going to let Clemente hit away. Give him a little extra chance to hit one through the right side there, perhaps. And here's the pitch. 3-10. That ball is driven to deep left field. Allen back at the track, at the wall. Leaps up. Is it? It's gone. Home run Clemente. And now, holy crap, we sure do have a cycle watch. So a crucial error by Bobby Wine opens the floodgates for a 3-run inning. 3 big ribeye steaks for Roberto Clemente on his 10th home run of the season. And that makes it 6-3 Pirates. And that's going to get him stirring around in the Phillies' pen. So Bunning will not be hitting in the bottom of the 7th. Rick Wise throwing down there. He's joined by Ray Herbert. And there's Joel Harlan with a different name, I think. At least it looks different. Yeah, my buddy down in Orange County is experiencing a similar situation. Here's Stargell. He's got 2 home runs today himself. Bunning not looking too happy at the moment. Gets the ball. Gets the sign. It's a 2-8 right-handed. Ripped into right center. Double to 7. That is going to be a double for Stargell. Bunning rated 8 for endurance, or he'd be gone by now. He will face Moda. Trailing by 3. Mock would love to have him finish this inning so we could hit for him to lead off the bottom of the inning. Be that as it may, this will be his last batter either way. Bunning gets the sign and pitch to Moda. That's a 2-4. That's extra bases. Triple to 9. That's going to be, homer to 9. That's going to be a triple for Moda. And Stargell scores. And holy cow, the hit parade is on now. And that's it. Here comes Mock. He just can't go any further with Bunning. Instead, they'll look for the double switch. See, Grote could go to short. Taylor could go to third. So what have they got left on the infield then? Lenz, probably. What's his best position? Third base? Okay, the double switch is going to be here. Phil Lenz will come into the 9 spot. Wine, the pitcher, will go in Wine's spot. Which is going to be Wise. Lenz will go in the 9 spot. He'll be at third base, 3E15. Grote will move to short, where he's at 322. So the Phillies will lose a little bit on defense, but they need offense now. They can't be worried about defense. As Rick Wise enters the game, I will take a break to use the restroom. It is 7-3 Pittsburgh. Alrighty, we are back. So that was Moda's double. Clendenin is the hitter. Rick Wise on in relief of Bunning. Wise 4-3, 3 saves, 3.08 ERA. 2 down, runner at third. Wise fastball 4-2. High pop fly, shallow center. Here's Cookie Rojas jogging in, waiting, and puts it away. 4 big runs for the Bucks in the 7th on 4 hits. They leave a man at third base. And as we go to the stretch, they lead it 7-3. When we come back, it'll be the first endurance inning for Bob Veal. We'll check in on... Well, we could let sleeping cats lie, but you know I'm not going to do that. Wow. 4 home runs in this game, and now we're on cycle watch for Clemente. All he needs is a single. Could it be? Could this be the day? There's the Mook. I've never had a cycle in a game I've played. I've had one in the online game. Hi, Mookie. How's your groovage level today? Pretty mellow? Well, you would not have known that an hour or so ago when he was running around eating paper. You little paper eater. He's looking at me like, yes, so what? I like it. I haven't seen the animal farm next door yet today. They might not be home. Haven't heard anything going on over there. That doesn't prove anything. There's what's little bit that's left of our snow, not much. And there he is. Mookie. Hi, Mook. Uh-huh. Yeah, take a big stretch there. You know what to do. There's we'll get the behind the scenes rear view of the set table, the setup. Sneak into the back of the broadcast booth, so to speak. Okay. And that's where we're at. 7-3 Pirates. And Veal entering his first endurance inning. And it will be Phil Linz to start things off. Linz hitting just .211, 8 for 38. Hasn't played much. Veal into the windup. 6'6" righty, and he walks him. Not really what you want to do when you're handed a 4-run lead. Walk the leadoff man. And here's Tony Taylor. Veal out of the stretch. 4-6, swung on and missed, strike 3. So Veal without the not quite the impressive Ks that Bunning has, but he's leading, and that's his 4th of the game. That reminds me, we can close the book on Bunning. 6 2/3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hits, 7 runs. Three earned runs. All 4 runs in the 7th were unearned. He didn't walk anybody. And the strikeouts impressive with 5, 8, 9 in 6 2/3. But he's on the hook to be the losing pitcher as it stands, despite the impressive K totals. 2 out, Veal facing Johnny Callison. And here's the pitch, fastball, 4-9. He walks him, and now one more hitter walk will fatigue Veal. Action in the Pittsburgh pen. Let's check the, let me check their pen here real quick. McBean, maybe Mickelson. We're on our own here because really don't want Odell in there. What about Sisk? It'll be Sisk and McBean getting loose, 2 righties. The batter will be Grote. They're sticking with Veal, first and second, 1 out. Here comes the pitch. 3-8 lefty. Grounder to Veal. He goes to Maz for 1 to first, not in time. That's going to be a fielder's choice, with Lenz winding up at third. And that brings up the scary Dick Allen. I know what I would do here. I don't know if it's realistic or not. I would not let Veal pitch to Dick Allen. And we won't. Here comes Harry the Hat, and he's pulling Veal. The only question is it going to be Sisk or McBean? They're spending quite a bit of time on the mound. And they're going to go to Tommy Sisk. I thought briefly about letting him pitch to him since Allen is not the tying run. But the Pirates, in second place, really need the win. Of course, so do the Phillies. So Veal also 6 2/3 today, 4, 5, 7 hits. He walked 3, 2 of them in this inning, and that was his undoing. So Sisk being brought on to face Allen. Sisk on the season, 4-2, 1.95 ERA. Sisk has made 5 starts. You might remember way back in the early days of the replay, he was leading the league in ERA at one point. He's brought on to face Dick Allen with runners at the corners and 2 down. Now ready to go to work. Here comes the pitch from Tommy Sisk on a 5-7. He rolls it to short. Alley charges it, throws to first, and the rally is extinguished. So Sisk comes in and puts out the fire. After 7 complete, it's still 7-3. And then we can close the book on veal. Eighth inning. It'll be the bottom third of the order for the Pirates. Jesse Gonder, the catcher, to lead it off. Rick Wise into the windup now on a 3-10 righty. High fly ball to deep right field. Callison back at the track, at the wall. It's gone. Who is Jesse Gonder indeed? Holy crap. Gonder goes yard. His first home run of the season. He hit 7 in real life. Wow, I just saw Colin type mook, so the lag is getting even worse. And I'll bring up Mazeroski. Rick Wise on the fastball. 4-7 righty, swung on and missed, strike 3. All right, is Sisk gonna bat? He's a 1. Right-hander. Sisk will bat. 6'5", shortstop X. That is now, that's not Wine anymore. That is Grote. 322 into the hole on a 7. He makes a fine play and throws him out. Nice play, Dick Grote at short. And with 2 down, it's Matty Alou. The pitch from Rick Wise is a 2-2. Rolls it to first. White has it. Underhands to Wise covering, and that's the inning. But the Pirates tack on a run on a Jesse Gonder home run, and now lead it 8-4. Okay, bottom of the 8th, Cookie Rojas. 0 for 3 today, starts it off. Tommy Sisk gets the sign. It's a 2-7 righty. Base hit up the middle for Cookie. Cookie Rojas for the leadoff single. No threat to run. +2 battery, he'd be a 15, but he's not a star stealer, and he has that 9 automatic out. So Bill White will swing away. He's 1 for 3 with a double. Sisk from the stretch. 3-10. Comebacker. White whirls and goes down to Alley for 1. Or rather, Sisk whirls and down to Alley for 1 to first, not in time. Sorry about that. Here's Euchre's 3 for 3. Homered in the second, 3 RBI day for Bob Uecker. Sisk from the stretch on a 3-4. High fly ball deep left. Stargell backing up and on the track pulls it in. So Uecker gave it a ride, but his bid for his second shot of the day falls short. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter for Wise. Wise goes 1 1/3. And with the righties coming up, they're going to get Ray Culp up. And let's see who the hitter's going to be. Runner at first, 2 down. They'd like somebody who could pop it out, if possible. And they're going to send up the left-handed outfielder, Tony Gonzalez. Gonzalez has been swinging a hot bat of late. Had he been in the lineup, he would have been listed at the top here. And that's going to send Gonder out to the mound to have a little conference with Sisk. Sisk has plenty of margin for error here as he faces Gonzalez. Runner takes his lead. The pitch is a 2-9 righty. Grounds it to second, routine for Mazeroski. And that'll wrap up the 8th. No runs, a hit, 1 left. Out of the Philly pen comes right-hander Ray Culp. Culp 3-4, 4.96 on the year. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me on a Sunday. Wow, Bill, that's something. Thank you for that. All solo shots, apparently, with a 3-1 real-life score. Well, it'll be Alley, Clemente, and Stargell. Gene Alley to start it off. Culp into the windup. That's a 1-9 righty. Cold, strike 3. And now, big moment coming up. Here's Clemente. Doubled in the 4th, tripled in the 6th, 3-run homer in the 7th. He needs a base hit for the cycle. Culp with the fastball, 5-8, triple to 3. It is a base hit, and Clemente has just hit for the cycle. My first one ever in card and dice. Holy cow, we're going to take a moment to get that ball. That's true, Ben. I was thinking the same thing. I kept thinking if only he'd have done something in the first inning. That's my first one ever in card and dice. It's hard to say about the computer game because you can play so many more games. It's almost not fair to count those. Particularly the 365 online games. Where you're playing, I don't know, 10 seasons a year. Anyway, at least. Maybe more than that. So they're giving the ball to Clemente. Player of the game is, man, we know who the player of the game is. Stargell with 2 homers and a double steps in. Culp from the stretch. That's a 2-5 righty. Base hit into right field. Clemente rounds and headed for third. The Pirates apparently not finished yet, and here comes Moda, who's 3 for 4. Thank you, everybody. Man, I'm pretty stoked about this. Infield of double play depth as he comes in with a breaking ball, 5-7, and he walks him to load the bases. But Culp is all over the place. What else do they have? It might be mop-up time, really. We're looking down to the pin now. And it's the left-hander, John Morris, believe it or not, a computer-only card. That's true, Unmitigated. Your first ever no-hitter. Hang on, I gotta top off my cup. Oh man, I feel like celebrating. I would have a drink if I wasn't still on medication. You know, I bought all this beer and these old-fashioned mixes. I was able to have one old-fashioned before I got sick, and that's it. So I showed you guys my total wine score a while back. I haven't even been able to enjoy any of it. Culp, in what could be his last batter, faces Clendenin with the bases loaded and one down. Wow, if Stargell would have tripled, wouldn't that have been, oh man, that's too much to even think about. Now my head's going to explode, Bill. Infield at double play death to pitch to Clendenin on a 6-6, and he walks him to force in a run, and here comes Mock, and he does not look happy. Clemente crosses the plate to make it 9-3. And it's pretty much mop-up time, but he's seen enough out of Culp. They're going to go with the left-handed John Morris. Morris has worked 2 innings earlier this year. In a blowout game, Gonder's going to stay in. It's a 4-5 lefty. Fly ball to left, that's going to be deep enough for a run to score. Sack fly Gonder as Stargell tags and comes in. And 2 down, it'll be Mazeroski. Here comes the pitch from John Morris on a 1-6 fly to center. Routine for Cookie Rojas, and that's it. But 2 more runs cross the plate on 2 hits. And it's 10-3 Pirates. So at this point, we won't even look at the defense, and we're going to let Tommy Sisk try to finish it off. An inning and a half ago, I was thinking about getting Roy Face up. No need now. God, I'm glad you guys could have been here for this. Or were here for this. That's true, Bill. 8, 10, 11. 11 to 10 in total bases. Phil Lenz will start it off. Sisk comes in with a 6-7 righty, liner to second, single to 9. That's going to be a base hit for Lenz. So Lenz has been on both times since coming on in the double switch. And that'll bring up the second baseman, Tony Taylor. Sisk out of the stretch. 2-7 righty, fly ball to center, backing up a bit is Alou, and he's there to make the catch. 1 away. The batter will be Johnny Callison. Sisk into the windup. 4-7 left-handed, and he loses in ball 4. So let's check the endurance now for Sisk. Rated 4 for relief endurance, so that's not going to be an issue. Nobody throwing in the Pittsburgh pen. And Dick Grote is up. He's 2 for 4. Sisk with a full windup on a 5-9. Grounder to short. Alley goes to Maz for 1, and that's all they'll get. Callison came in hard on the slide. No chance for the double play. But either way, the Phillies are down to their last out, and fittingly, it's the beer batter, Dick Allen. Sisk, ignoring Grote at first, goes into the full windup. The pitch to Allen on a 5-9. Rolls it to short. Alley flips it to Maz. And that's the ball game. So in a one-sided affair, well, it was certainly a close game through 6. Pirates blew it open in the 7th. But the big story of the game, of course, is Roberto Clemente hitting for the cycle. Wow. Safe to say I'll be printing this one out. See, Culp. Where the hell, 6 2/3. Culp only had a third of an inning. He couldn't get anybody out. 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 runs. Wise gave up the homer to Gonder. Bunning, of course, takes the loss. He's 9-6. Veal with the win is also 9-6. Sisk closes it out with 2 1/3 scoreless. He walked 1 and did not strike out anybody. Thank you, everybody. I'm so glad you guys got to see this. And it was a tight game for 6 innings. It was a nail-biter. And then the Pirates blew it open, but then to really put the cherry on the top, Roberto Clemente hits for the cycle. Pirates win it with 10 runs, 14 hits, 1 error. The Phillies 3 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. I can't get over this cycle, guys. I'm stoked. I don't know what else to say. And the great Roberto Clemente, a fan favorite to be sure. Wow. Well, shoot. Not much I can add to that. Let's look ahead on the schedule. Tomorrow we're going to move to June the 25th. Starting off, we'll have a doubleheader with the Dodgers at the Braves. The man on the mound for the Dodgers will be Don Sutton. Towing the rubber for the Braves, Ken Johnson. And that's all she wrote on a Sunday from here in Spokane, where the Pirates win at 10-3 behind Roberto Clemente's cycle. Willie Stargell's 11 total bases, 2 home runs, and a surprise home run from Jesse Gonder. I'd say my work here is done. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm going to get something to eat. See you all tomorrow, hopefully.